Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss or talk about here is only for educational purpose only. This is not a financial advice. Anyways, so let's start with the recap today, guys. There was not a lot of setups today. There were only few setups, but we nailed them. We had one loser, and we had a bunch of our day two strategy was on fire. So before we start the recap, let's do a quick introduction to anybody who's new to our YouTube, new to our X accounts. Let's do a recap. Let's do an introduction here. So we trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA Cloud System, which consists not only of the Ripster EMA, the indicators and all those, but it also consists of various concepts that I've been teaching from years on my Ripster education free website, my X accounts, or my YouTube, or everything I teach. So this system is used by thousands of traders across the world. You can Google Ripster Clouds, Ripster MTF Clouds, and you will find a lot of resources there as well. Every morning in the pre-market, we make a game plan. I make this game plan live in pre-market. I go through all the news plays, earning plays, upgrades, downgrades, index stocks, and I highlight anything that I think is important. I highlighted it as red. So we have all these setups that we plan in the pre-market, and any setup that triggers, then we trade it during the market, and I guide the traders through those setups as well. We also trade something called day 2 day 3 strategy. Our day 2 day 3 strategy is one of the repeatable strategy. I will show you some of those big plays today from our day 2 day 3 strategy, and we plan for those in the pre-market as well. We also trade crypto stocks. We make a plan for them and share with our community members in the pre-market. We also trade futures. So we have this futures plan, and I'm also guiding the traders for their futures traders or SPY QQQ trader trades with those. We trade low floats, small caps, IPOs. We share all those planning and the guidance with traders as well. I'm usually on voice first few hours of the market open. At the open, guiding the traders through the trade setups, any trade I'm taking. Even if I'm not taking any trades, I guide my traders through the setups. They're making the right decisions. What's a good long? What's a good short? What is a good setup? And I will show you some of my timestamped guidance. Of course, I cannot show you what I guide on the voice in the morning. So we'll go through them. This is a huge week. A lot of setups this week. This is the week where we want to have a consistent winners. So we are ready for that, and we killed it today as well. In our community, which is one of the largest trading community online right now, we have a lot of resources. We have 3 option flow scanners, stock scanners, breaking news alerts, breaking voice alerts, hold, unhold, support resistance alerts. We have our tools which are $400, $500 per month, which are freely available to the members in the community. I'm usually on the voice first few hours of the market open, but our trading floor is one of the biggest. Thousands of traders on the floor all day, sharing ideas, sharing setups. We do not trade gut feeling trades. We trade if there's a setup. We got the fastest breaking news alert. We strictly follow our setups. We do not try to find the tops or the bottoms. We follow the trend. Anyways, if you are new, watch these recaps and you will understand what I'm talking about, and maybe you can also use these setups, these teachings, to trade consistently in stock market and find success. Please feel free to comment here on the videos, like it, or any question you have, feel free to ask, DM me. Let's start. All right, so let's start with Tesla today. So let's see what was happening with Tesla. So Tesla today was day 3. Today on Tesla was day 3. We had a day 2 yesterday. If I show you, we had this day 2 yesterday. You know how I already recapped the day 2 setup. You can go back and watch that, how the traders on the Friday had over 200-300% returns on that. So what was happening on Tesla today? So let's take a look. Today was our 30-minute setup. I'm going to show you that 30-minute setup in a bit here, but let's take a look. Let's go back and let's see what was our plan in the pre-market. So the plan on Tesla, Elon Musk says $16.5 billion semiconductor contract with Samsung. So they got a Samsung contract, and they also received shareholder proposal related to XAI. So not really the direct news, but did have a lot of news there related to Musk and Tesla. The support was the support levels were 318, 316, resistance was 321, 320, 360. I marked it as an MTF setup. You see that XX means it is an MTF setup. There's a small gap to the MTF. Cautious of the profit take first. Only long if it pushes back over 320 or MTF holds. Read carefully what was the pre-market guidance, and let's see what happened. So let's look at the 10-minute here. So as you see, the 10-minute, the morning candle was profit taking. Once we pushed over this 320 level, remember I talked about it in the pre-market planning. I told the trader it's a long. Not only that, there was this 30-minute flag setup. You might say, hey, it's a hindsight, you are saying it now. Okay, let me show you. So let's look at this. While on the voice we were already long, I'll show you in a minute, but I told the traders on my Twitter followers as well, we are setting for a flag setup. So you can trade however you want it. In the community, I gave the stops to the traders. I gave them the breakout entry level where they want to trade it. But this was before 30-minute setup. Always analyze 30-minute setups. And what are we doing on 30 minutes? We're holding the MTF clouds. Remember, we talked about the MTF clouds in the pre-market planning. So we're holding the MTF clouds and we're pushing here, and we are pushing higher on the 30 minutes chart. So it's a long, and this is the breakout I was talking about. Right. So you see that, no hindsight, no BS, right in front of you. And we pushed higher. The first target was 328. Let's go to the next one. And next target was 330. So we hit our 330 target as well. So this trade was pretty good for us. I mean, it's you just need to identify that chart. So you just need to identify those chart patterns and take it long. If you look here, this was 325 calls. These 325 calls on that call ran from $4 to $10. Your $400 to $1,000, your $2,000 to $4,000, $5,000 that was the trade on the options. Even if you could trade TSLL, that was fine. But how do you make money in the market, and how do you keep your losers small? By finding these setups before they happen. Finding these setups before they happen. When I told the traders in the community was, and even on my Twitter followers, that you add a small size here. You see here, long call versus 319. Long curl versus 319. You add here, if I go to the 10-minute chart, which is our system, you add here your stops are versus 319.80. Breakout over pre-market highs and then yesterday highs. I clearly showed the breakout, and then we pushed out of the breakout. We pulled back 324. We did not break the 512s. It was just the retest of the breakout, and then we pushed again. Told the traders 325 reclaim and push. I did give a stop here at 322.49, so my traders hold. I make sure my traders hold, and then we hit our 330 target all the way to 330, guys. Beautiful trade. 30-minute flag breakout, clear setup for you guys. I showed you the pre-market planning, day 3 setup. That's how you do it. That's how you trade Tesla for living or TSLL. That's how you make consistent account growth with the repeatable setups. And you better hold. If it's giving you 150%, I don't want you to see get out for 20-30% trade, because this is a 30-minute breakout, and 30-minute breakout worked out pretty well. From 319 or even 320 to 330, there's a $10 per share winner. You're risking $200, you're making $1,000. That's kind of trade it was. Based upon your account size, that was a 4 return of 1 risk. It's pretty impressive. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at the next one. The next one we're going to look at is AMD. So let's see what was special about AMD. So what was happening this morning? So this morning we had a bunch of semiconductor news. So semiconductors were, of course, showing a lot of strength. Let's go to our game plan and let's take a look here. So in our pre-market planning, AMD had a 170 resistance and 171.21 resistance. So those were the breakout that we gave in the pre-market to the traders, and let's see what happened. So initially AMD pulled back. So AMD was gapping up. So AMD was strong. It was gapping up. So when it was gapping up and it started to swipe here, I told the traders on the voice that AMD is a good long. Now market was a little weak, so I was a little hesitant. But when I saw it pushing over the 512s and then I saw it pushing over this pre-market highs, I told the traders it is a good long on the voice, and the traders did take it long. The traders did take it long, right? Remember, this was the breakout, right? And this was the reclaim, and you take it long. Daily chart is pretty nice. And the traders asked me at after 20 minutes, is it still a good long? I said yes, it's still a good long. Now you can move your stops up. You can use 170 as your stops, I told the traders, and then it pushed further. The target I gave was 174. Next target I gave was 175. We did hit our 174 target in the first candle. We pulled back here. I told the traders it's bouncing off 512s. Use this stop, use this 170, 150 stop. When we pulled back here, bouncing of the 512s, This time it broke the 174 flag, look here, flag, and then it pushed towards that 175 target. And after then it broke out and we exited. So you see that it was a relative strength trade. This was more of the voice guidance. You need to be in the community to see that how we traded it. Literally everyone in the community, I told them not to trade Nvidia. I mean, you can trade Nvidia, but AMD was much better set up. Like you can see D-Trade, Emerald, Govind, J-Rock, everybody was on it. Hari was on top of it, and there was a daily gap. We were taking out of that. Minesh, we were just on it. J-Rock also guided the traders pretty well. Frying Pan was good too. So it was amazing trade for us in the community. The reason I'm talking about this is because you need to identify which is stronger name. If Nvidia is stronger, you trade Nvidia. But Nvidia, I mean, it's strong. It's already almost crossed over 4 trillion market cap, and it's just small range. But AMD is still smaller micro cap, and it's not micro cap, smaller market cap. It still has a better range, and it had more flow. It has better price action. So I told the traders AMD is the better long. You can see that how the traders, we were talking, how much we stressed about that, how good a long is on AMD, right? So we talked about that, how good a long is AMD, and some traders are swinging it as well. So it was really newbie took a pullback on that AMD that I discussed about. So it was really good. I mean, it was really good setup. And just wanted to show you that. You see that Hari is saying he never thought that Rip would ever say that AMD is the strongest name, but it was the strongest name today. So beautiful, easy win for the community. Next, go to the next one. Alright, so next one we're going to take a look at Circle. So the Circle, although there was a shorts in the community that traders took on coin as well, easy shorts, both of them. You can see the MTF cloud short, right? So that was the MTF cloud short. Is Ripster MTF clouds are breaking. This was basically an MTF magnet setup. You see that MTF to MTF, that's called the MTF magnet setup. So I personally focused on Circle guidance because there was a double MTF on MTF. Let's see here the pre-market planning on Circle. So Circle pre-market planning, price nears 1 hour and daily MTF, 200 key level above. MTF, yes, right? So it was an MTF trade. So as soon as I see the weakness, because I know the daily chart is breaking this key MTF clouds, 20 EMAs, it's always a bearish trigger. So what do? I told the traders MTF short. Right at the open, I told the MTF short. The target I gave was 188. We actually started to cover a little bit. We're expecting a bounce. So we reduced our size. But right at 10 a.m., this is called 10 a.m. flag. This is a 10 a.m. bear flag. It broke. I told the traders roll further. You can buy, 185 is our next target. And we got 185 as well. Then we put our stops over 188, and then we finally closed it. We hit 183.91. So you could easily make almost $10 per share profit, risking $3 per 3 shares. So you're risking $3, $300. You're making $1,000. You're risking $600. You're making $2,000. So that's kind of trade it was. If you traded options, it was not a bad setup. So it's all about the Ripster EMA Clouds, the MTF Cloud setups. So you see how it's not, and I'm not doing a BS, right? I'm showing you live how I'm guiding the traders, time stamped. You can see that how the traders are finding success. In my life, I have seen it all. I have made money, made a lot of in a single day. You guys have seen it. Made a lost a lot in a single day. So I have achieved that, seen all that. So that's why I try to teach you guys, show you the power of the system. There's a reason so many traders stick with the system and finding consistency, because these work. These work, and that's what I try to teach you every day. Let's look at the put 185 puts that ran really from 3.5 all the 100%, right? Easy 100% stress-free trade. Your trade should be stress-free. We try to go crazy sizing on Circle. Oh, I want to load my full portfolio on Circle puts. Circle bounces a little bit and you panic and you sell, and the Circle goes on to double your money. So never do that. Size small, size as much as you are willing. Always be a stress-free. So yeah, so that was our Circle. Beautiful trade in the community. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at CRWV. I already covered, already showed you the coin. So today was a C day. There's another C that I'm going to talk about today. Today was a multiple C day. So I already talked about Coin and Circle, easy shorts for the community. Let's go to CoreWeave. Then we have another one which we'll talk about. So CoreWeave. So once I saw that 9, and it was the setup that came later, not at the open. We were watching. So CoreWeave was our news play, announces a million notes offering. I mean, it's funny, right? It was trading at closer to 200. They didn't do anything, and now it's over 50% down, and then they're trying to do the notes offering. It's a very repeatable setup. Whenever there's a notes offering, usually the stock is heavier. It's a high probability setup. This is what I have seen it. That's why I made it red. So I clearly planned in the pre-market. I said bearish bias if it breaks yesterday's lows, only curl over 116. So you see that it never could push over 116. It could never push over 116. And as I saw it flushing here, 957, I told the trader it's a confirmed short on the 512 rejections. Stops over closer to 116, 113 break, 111 target. Nothing else to show you guys. This was 950. And by end of the day, it was trading at 110. Even if you covered here, you still got the 111 target I gave by 1 o'clock. Right, so all you had to do was hold it. Even if it was a smaller 5 per share move, but IV is relatively lower. You could easily double your money on the puts there, or you short shares, 1,000 shares short here. At 115, you're risking $800. You are making $3-4 grand. That's kind of trade it was. CoreWeave. Beautiful MTF plus no, this is not a CoreWeave was not an MTF. CoreWeave was a news short, right? So CoreWeave was a news short, Circle was MTF, and Coin was MTF. So those ones were MTF. Let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to talk about is CHTR. See, another C, like I promised. C. So C, this is CHTR, the Charter Communication, your Spectrum Internet. So CHTR had an earning yesterday. We were shorting it yesterday. We made on Friday. We did pretty good with it on Friday. So this morning CHTR was a day 2 setup. And there was, I think we had something on CHTR. There was something, I think it was a downgrade or whatever. But so we had CHTR on our game plan. I told the trader it's a short right at the open as soon as it triggered. My traders are already short when they see it. They don't wait on me. They were probably short at the open. But even at 935, it was a short. I told the trader short. The stops are high here. And the target was 300. And we flushed from here, CHTR day 2 short. We flushed from 308 all the way to 296. That was a really good $10 per share short, and you cover it back when it curled. You see that end of the day it was a failed curl, so that was another good short. This is one of the concepts I teach. You must learn it. There's a file in Ripster Education with all my trading tips. You can go there, learn it. It's all free. You don't have to pay for that. So learn it, master these setups, repeat them, and grow your account consistently. So let's look at PDD now. PDD was our loser today. So what was the plan on PDD? Why we're trying to long PDD? Let's go back and take a look. So PDD, Amazon pricing, the Temu, Amazon's pricing power is impacting Temu ability to find US suppliers. So PDD cannot find US suppliers. I personally thought it's not a big news. So PDD, we were planning to trade versus 1 hour MTF, only long over yesterday highs. Now PDD was pushing over MTF yesterday highs. That's why I told the trader it's a long. But PDD, as you see, the amateur was long and the trend move was a fail. So PDD, we took a loss under 119. So PDD almost was a $1 share per loss for us. But you see, you could short this 512 break or this MTF break, and you could make like $3-4 back. So that was PDD. You see how our system keeps our losers pretty small. Let's go to the next one. All right, so that's what I'm going to talk about SMCI today. So SMCI on Friday, I shared this setup. Let me show you what I shared. So setup I shared on SMCI on Friday was this, right? So this is what I shared. Again, you might say, oh, it's easy to hindsight. Okay, let's go back. So SMCI. Okay, so on Friday I posted this SMCI setup, beautiful setup. daily setting up into the earnings, beautiful weekly curl. The risk is 50 psych. Of course, a lot of traders were already long on that. That's why the risk was 50, because it's a 50 psychological breakout. Always use 50 psychological level when you're investing. Use 10 psychological level, 100 psychological level. These are always a good levels. So two things. It was coming out of this range, right? So you need to draw your charts and figure out these ranges. And I have tweeted out a bunch of these swing setups in last 1 month. You can do it too. You SoFi, VKTX, a lot of those setups. You clearly see this is a range, and also the cloud curls, the Ripster cloud labels. Use the Ripsters investing labels to find more conviction. So range, 50 psychological level, and Ripster clouds curling. There's a reason I share those setups, and I'm share those setups so you guys can learn from them and you can find your own setups. And a lot of my traders in my community were already swinging SMCI because of my Friday analysis. We do not currently have like a swing research, but we are working on their website. I usually try to share my ideas freely and also to try to teach people. And even in my community, I usually share my swing ideas on voice, and we talk about these important trade setups that I like. Anyways, this was a setup last week, and so today, we have this 60. So where did the 60 come from? So let's take a look. So 60, was SMC had a flow as well. 60 was the traders were long today, and I gave them 60 target in the morning as well. And I told them to use 30 minutes for 60 target. 60 target, use 30 minutes, and it's not hindsight. I've been talking about it, since morning, and there was our target. Even when it pulled back, 60 was his target. 60 was target, and you were supposed to swing a 30 minutes chart, because 30-minute chart keeps you in the trade, and you are now after hours, you got your 60 swing target. So learn these swing setups, guys. Master these setups. There are more examples on Ripster Education, more examples on Tanner Trade Group, more example in my swing webinar. Learn them. If you cannot day trade, do these swing setups, especially the market like this. Market is pretty hot for these swing setups. Beautiful. Also a flag break on SMCI. Let's go to the next one. So let's quickly look at some of other setups that were in the today. Was PLTR was today. PLTR was a day two setup short. It was a gapping up. You can go back and look at our day two strategy. PLTR was my top day two setup. You can see that I gave that in the pre-market. I don't even need to tell my traders what to do. They took the short right at when it broke down here, and PLTR was a short all day, faded all day, and also had some news. Beautiful trade. There was another day two setup. This day two strategy is one of the strategy that I invented. I'm so proud of it. NEM was also another day two strategy. You just need to watch the 3450 clouds. Put your stops on top of 3450 clouds. Short it. Buy the puts. Respect the clouds. Cover into 10 a.m. Boom, you're done for the day, right? So those are kind of those setups, you guys, you need to do, really need to master what works for you. Day one earnings, day two earnings, gap and craps, upgrade trades, gap and goes, midday flags, 10 a.m. flags, 512 flag breakouts. Half of the traders, I ask the question, they can't even name what setup do they trade. They can't even name their setup, and which is sad. You should be able to tell me what is your setup, right? So anyways, Google another day two break, MTF break, you hold the short. And let's see if what else was there. So another one was Accenture. Yeah, so Accenture was on our game plan, which was an all day fade. Let's take a look. And what triggers, right? Accenture, HSBC. Remember, HSBC is almost tier one. Whenever they say something, I see the stock moving, because HSBC is global. That's why it has a lot of impact. So Accenture didn't even have a volume in the pre-market, but I still had a bearish bias, and you could easily short it right at the open, take the short the pops, short it all the way, make $3-4, and you're done for the day. All right, guys, that was the day today. A big week ahead. This is the week we're gonna kill it. So many earnings. Apple, Meta, Amazon, so many earnings coming up that I tweeted out on the week ahead. This is going to be an amazing week. Make sure you watch my recaps, my earning videos, learn from my teachings. You can really kill in this earning season, guys. Earning season is the best season to trade and profit in the market. Thank you. Let's go to the next one.